Hey, peace everyone out there. It's Nick again. You know what I mean? Today I just want to talk about growing up an empath, but one wanting to be normal so bad that you hid it from the world. You were scared to show it. My mom told me a story when I was a kid that when I was 3.5 years old, I walked into the kitchen when her and my dad were sitting there, and I told them about my past life. They said that I was a fighter pilot and I crashed the plane and I died. And my mom said I didn't know anything about fighter pilots or planes crashing. I shouldn't have known anything about that. And when she told me that, that's when I realized that I was put here for a reason. Also, when I was born on the 7th month, on the 7th day of the week, at 2:32. 2 plus 3 plus 2 equals 7. You know what I mean? I was the 7th member of my family. It was my mom and dad and 4 kids, and then me, the 5th one. So that adds up to 7. As I got older, I'm 5'11". 5 plus 1 is 7. Even my hat size is 7 3/4. I'm like, really? But I'm not saying this to be like, yo, I'm like a chosen person or like I'm better than someone, because I can't be better than you because I am you. Everything is one. This ain't about ego right here. All I'm trying to do is reach out to people that might have went through the same thing as me, or they're going through the same thing as me, and I want them to not be scared of their gift, to embrace it. You know what I mean? But seeing all these synchronicities, even like when I was born, I knew that was gonna direct me into the path that I'm on now. Like when I was a kid, I knew I was gonna have ascension symptoms one day. You know what I mean? I knew something like this was gonna happen one day. I used to think I was, like nobody was feeling me, but I used to think I was crazy. But now, like everything that I was believing since I was young has been validated. You feel what I'm saying? I remember being a kid, I used to move around a lot, and I'd have to like walk into the classroom, and you're the new person. So everyone's like, talking about you, whatever. That used to be one of the craziest things for me, is walking into a room with a bunch of people, because I feel all their emotions. It would drive me for a loop. It made me really introverted, and people would think I was shy and all that, but they just didn't realize that I was feeling a bunch of crazy shit that I couldn't explain. You know what I mean? Like, I was too young to know what it was. I didn't realize I started having like intuition and stuff like that until like I ended up always being right about people. Like my gut feelings about people would always be right, and when I wouldn't listen to myself, I'd always end up in some kind of drama. Like always. I used to hang around people I know I shouldn't have been around, man, but I just did. When we used to do dirt and the stupid stuff, like rob someone or something like that, it would bother me. It would hurt me. I could feel the person's hurt, man. Like, I thought that like I was soft or something, because the way I was living at the time, like soft was like, or being empathetic towards other people was a bad thing. So it's like, yo, I gotta hide this, man. I gotta hide the fact that I'm highly empathetic to all living things, and I could feel people's emotions. Like I had to hide it, and that can cause a lot of like stress and pain in your life just right there. If you add that on to all the stuff that you're actually going through yourself, you know what I mean? So for a long time, I was putting this front up. Like, yo, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not really this deep spiritual person, but I really was. You could tell in the raps I wrote, like the people I hung around were doing bad stuff, but the conscious lyrics I was writing, you would think I was hanging around like a bunch of conscious people, but I wasn't. You know what I mean? It's like what Tupac said in an interview or something. He said he felt like he was Luke Skywalker around a bunch of Darth Vaders. That's how I felt sometimes. You know what I mean? Like I didn't feel right doing a lot of the stuff that I was doing. I knew I had like a bigger purpose in life. And after I had one dream, I mean, I made another video about it. So if you go on my page and look at my videos, there's one about the dream. It's too long to go into right now. But after I had that dream, I started seeing the number 7 a lot. And then I started seeing the number 1111 a lot. I started seeing 1111 when I was 15 years old. And how old am I now? I'm about to be 31 in a week. So for the last 15 years, I've been seeing 1111. And when I first saw the 1111, this is before like the internet was really big. I mean, excuse me, big. But yeah, it was before the internet was what it is now. So basically, I didn't really know anything about that, but I was seeing this number like a lot. But when I seen it, to me, it always meant like a divine union. Because ever since I was a kid, I knew I was put here to do something important, but I knew there was always a woman that I'm supposed to do it with. I just known that from the beginning, and I still know that. So the 1111 to me was divine union. This is before I knew about twin flames or anything like that. You know what I mean? I didn't understand that concept. I just knew there was someone made for me, because we have a mission together. You know what I mean? And then realizing that I'm an empath, like I didn't realize how important that was. Like when someone first told me about it, like I read the little thing like, are you an empath? And like every single thing on there, I was like, yes, 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 yes. And at first I still didn't realize the gravity of it. I didn't realize how spiritual of a thing it was. But it's just the synchronicities continued until, I was running the streets and doing really bad. And I'll say around like 23, 24, I just was like really like, I don't want to do this anymore, man. I don't want to do drugs. You know what I mean? I don't want to just aimlessly not do nothing with my life. I couldn't do it no more. Like I knew there was an important reason for me to be here. And like I said, that doesn't mean I'm better than anybody, man. We're all the same, man. It's just sometimes, the universe will put certain people out there to catapult something inside of you. And that's all I'm trying to do. You feel what I'm saying? But I became 23, 24 years old. And my mom, I was on the streets, like literally. My mom, who's like one of my angels, who always had my back. She was out of state. But she came back and she let me stay, and that shit saved my life. Like, period. She lived right next to this library. When I was a kid, I used to have dreams of pyramids with like blue energy coming out of them and stuff. So, I walk into this library, and, it's a public library. You don't think you're gonna see no book like this. And I see like this book, like, it's a very metaphysical type book. But on the front cover, it has a pyramid with blue energy coming out of it. And something just clicked in my head when I saw that. I was just like, I just knew it was a path and I had to follow. So I started reading about a bunch of stuff. Like, I started reading more about like the Mayans, Pakal Votan, or I don't want to mispronounce, the great man's name. I'm just saying. I started reading about synchronicities and, different kinds of extraterrestrials. I started, like something was like, this is who you really are, man. This is what you need to do. So I started to meditate, you know what I mean? And it felt good, man. This is before they had all them chemtrails in the sky. The skies were still clear and all that. So, you know what I mean? Like, I just felt good, man. It felt good to get off the streets and just do something spiritual in my life. So, I end up having kids, and, I'm just going to fast forward through some stuff because I don't want to take up too much of your time. But, I'll fast forward to, like, still start getting normal. Like, I'm on my spiritual, but, life was getting in my way and causing me pain so much that I was losing sight a little bit. So we'll speed up to like October, November 2013. The ascension feelings I have now, I was starting to get them at that exact time. But they weren't as strong as this, but it was definitely like something I had to take notice to. You know what I mean? And then I started getting, like physically ill, like gastrointestinal problems. It started like candida overgrowth, like fatigue, foggy head. What else, man? Just like feeling overall like bad. I go to the doctor. They're like, "There's absolutely nothing wrong with you. We did every blood test. We did urine samples, swabs, everything. There wasn't nothing wrong with me. They even did a CAT scan. There wasn't nothing wrong with me whatsoever." And I remember reading online about when that happens, there's something more serious going on. Like you're ascending, your body's changing, and it's gonna make you ill a little bit. You know what I mean? Because all the bad stuff is coming out of you. And you're gonna feel worse before you feel better. Trust me. So I started getting even more onto my spiritual stuff. You know what I mean? Like, started carrying like rune stones around. I mean, I still do. Started getting into tarot cards and just really opening up to it, not being afraid to show that I'm with it. You know what I mean? So, all of a sudden, like 3 weeks ago, it's just like bam. I'm still trying to figure like what. It seemed like something triggered it, but I'm not gonna put it out there like that because I'm not too sure yet. But all of a sudden, like, it was just like ascension symptoms, like off the hook. It feels like when you're waiting for like some shrooms or something to kick in, like that anxiety feeling, like it feels like that, but naturally. You're like, how am I naturally feeling like this? You know what I mean? Feeling heart, like I feel a lot in my heart chakra right now. But I feel like this it feel like that's like trying to open up. I think one of the first days I got past the root chakra, because the first day I was feeling it, all I did was think about like a lot of stuff that was blocking me right at the root. And I basically said like, I'm just done with these feelings and emotions or these memories. Like, I'm ready for them to go. And it feels like they did. But now, you know what I mean? But now it's like I'm feeling people's feelings like on whole other levels. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard to explain, man. But I want people to know that if you're like me, you know what I mean? And this stuff just hit you out of nowhere. Like, you were always kind of aware. Like, the universe kept you just awoke enough to realize your true potential. But if it's just hitting you and you feeling crazy, you're not crazy. I'm not a crazy person, man. I'm a real, genuine, real, down-to-earth person that's just trying to help people out there. Because you're not crazy. You're ascending. You're rising. We're evolving. You know what I mean? Like the earth needs people like us to like set the example, to show people what unconditional love is. These people that are feeling this, like I am, I'm just letting you know. You probably might already even be in a divine union. But if you're not in that situation yet, it's coming. Or maybe like a situation that you already had was it, and they'll come back. But I'm just being real with you. It's time for these couples and stuff, you know, these empaths and these indigos and these crystals. It's time for them to come together and make this world a better place. It's time to heal the planet with unconditional love. That might sound crazy to some people, but it's not crazy, man. I'm telling you from the bottom of my heart. Oh, my brother, rest in peace. Bless his soul. I'm being so real with the world right now. You're not crazy, man. We gonna go through this together. You feel what I'm saying? That's why we all meeting each other online or just randomly on the streets or however you meeting somebody. People are meeting. You feel what I'm saying? And sometimes you're going to feel the other person's emotions, so you might mistake it sometimes for like a romantic thing or something like that. It's like, nah, man, we just all have the same calling. And it's love that you're feeling. But you're so programmed and conditioned to like what love means. And there's nothing wrong with that, because I am too. Like I was too. You know what I mean? It's something that can change. You know what I mean? But it's like you're feeling love, but it don't always got to be that kind of love. Because when that kind of love comes, you're going to know it. You know what I'm saying? But it's okay to love your brothers and sisters too. Like straight up. So just like when I was seeing 11/11 when I was 15 years old, I knew back then something real was going to pop off. Something was going to happen. I used to have dreams. It was me and this girl. And I'm like, government people were trying to catch us and stuff. I could never see her face. It was just me and her. But these like people couldn't mess with us. That's what I'm saying, man. Like, that's why they're doing all this Jade Helm stuff. And they're getting ready for this martial law stuff. Because they know people are evolving, man. They know that, like, their time is almost up. The time of fear and pain and suffering. Like, it's wave bye-bye to that shit. Straight up. There's a new era about to go down. So believe in yourself. Believe that you can change the world. Believe that you are a positive being. And believe it with all of your heart. You know what I mean? There's plenty of ways to help this world. You know, you could do it through the medical field. You could do it through music. You could mentor kids. That's all part of this. Like, you feel what I'm saying? There's so many ways to heal the world. Not everyone's gonna feel like what we're on, like on an empath level. But they can feel your unconditional love through the actions that you perform to the world. You know what I'm saying? So don't feel crazy, man. And don't be afraid to let go of who you thought you were, so you can become who you really are. You know what I mean? It's all, man, embrace it. There's nothing wrong with being different, man. Matter of fact, different is needed right now because everything is the same. There's no balance. But certain people came here to help bring balance back to the earth and help the other people get to the same level. Because we're all one. We're one. Remember that. Ain't nobody better than nobody. I ain't better than anybody. I'm a humble dude. You don't have to worry about that with me. You know what I mean? I'm not faking the funk. I genuinely got love for all of you guys out there. And we need to come together. We need to connect. We need to build. Like, across cultures, across boundaries, across race, colors, creeds, all that. We all need to build. Sit at the round table and make this world a better place. Because there's more good people here than there is them. And don't let them make you believe any different. Embrace your empath abilities. Embrace your psychic abilities. Any ability that you have that connects you with the Most High, embrace it. Because the Most High gave it to you for a reason. To help humanity. To help the universe even. So I'm about to say one more thing and I'm about to end this. Just one love to everybody. And don't ever give up, because you're important. I promise you, you're important. No matter how low you feel or anything, or how alone or alienated you feel, you're important. And there's someone who got your back. Alright, peace, y'all.